when you're weary, when you're feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I'll dry them all. I'm on your side. When times get rough and friends just can't be found, I'll be like a bridge over your troubled water. I will lay me down just like a bridge over your troubled waters. I will lay me down. Say now when you're down and out, oh, and if you're on the street, when your evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I will take your part. When darkness comes and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. Gonna lay me down. I'm gonna lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, won't you sail on by? Our time has come to shine. All our dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind like a bridge over troubled water. I will bridge over troubled water, like a bridge. Oh, this feels good in here today. So good in here today, doesn't it? People are ready. We're ready. We are the people, and we are ready. just like a bridge. Mr. Woody DeMarco, the best, most holy piano player I've ever heard. Oh my gosh. Like a bridge.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I bow to your talent, my friend. Oh, I love it. Thank you. Oh. I heard about a man who went to see his doctor, and because, he was feeling so terrible, and the doctor gave him a careful examination, left the room to look at some tests. He came back with a very sad expression on his face, and he said, "Sir, I hate to break the news to you, but you have rabies, and you're going to die very soon." And the man calmly got out a piece of paper and then just frantically started to write. And the doctor asked, what are you doing? Are you making out a will? And he said, "Oh no, I'm making out a list of all the people I'm going to bite." Sweet forgiveness is what we're talking about here today. And since each one of us here, since we're all good Unity students, you know that forgiveness is essential. It's an essential component if we want to experience the goodness in life. If we want to experience more abundance and prosperity in our lives. However, can anyone who has suffered in the hands of another look at a person in the eye and say, "All is forgiven"? On this day, it is a question worth pondering. Forgive his executioners. That's what Jesus' request was. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Jesus' journey on the cross was a movement from victim to victor. Fine in theory, but it can be hard in the practice. Just ask the victims of Bernie Madoff's Ponzi scheme, the families of the Holocaust, those who lost loved ones in 9/11. When someone hurts us, we may hunger for some kind of revenge. We may think in the soap opera of our mind, where we think, what would it be like to slash their tires? What would it be like to take a spray paint and just spray paint obscenities all around their house? Yes, your minister has had thoughts like that. I can't be the only one. Come on now, let's fess up. The reason why forgiveness is so difficult is because it deals with the inexcusable and the unforgivable, right? Even the very word forgiveness tells us that we have to let go. In fact, the word literally means let go or to send away. And one of the most frequent questions ministers get is, how do I forgive? Isn't that the truth? How do I forgive? I can't do that. Well, today I want to tell you two stories. One is personal. And my friends, I gotta say, when I tell this story, it will be the last time I tell it. I won't even discuss it after the service, where I have done my fair share of self-judgment, and the story now belongs in the back shelf of my wisdom library. I share this story with you because great wisdom has been gained, and that wisdom for me is priceless. And as you know, with the hero's journey, it is a calling to share the gifts of insight that have been learned. As some of you might remember, when I was the temporary minister here in 2019, I had just started a company. It was a company that had keto baking products and keto cookies. It was truly the perfect company at the perfect time because COVID just hit and everyone was at home baking and eating. A lot of us have the COVID-10 to prove it, right? To get the company started, my business partner and I needed capital. So I invested my entire retirement. Believe me, I already judged myself on that one. She didn't have the money, so her investment was going to be sweat equity. She and her spouse would work to get our products into the market. And I won't say their names. We shall call them those who shall not be named. Kind of a Harry Potter reference, if you're familiar with that. Our factory was in Florida, and my husband Steve and I would go to Florida for 1 to 2 weeks out of each month. And we would go there to work. And Steve basically built the whole factory, putting in the electrical system, the plumbing, installing pallet racking tall pallet racking, all of our machinery, all of our equipment. And we painted. It was so much fun. And when I wasn't in Florida, I made videos on YouTube each week that promoted our products that reached over 1,200 views every week. I was part of the social media and marketing part of our company. Therefore, I was on various podcasts and radio stations. In fact, I was on Reverend Temple's radio station at one time. It was very fun. And with this, dear friends and family also invested in the company. We also had the largest marketing company in the United States who invested a considerable amount of money as well. We all had great faith in the company, and before we knew it, we were in over 500 stores across the country. We were growing fast. The whole process was very exhilarating, and I remember 2 very exciting times for me. One was whenever Steve and I would walk into a store, we'd see our products on the shelves, and here's some of our customers in a store that bought our products. The other one was when a friend of mine went into a Whole Foods and took a picture of this and texted it over to me. It was an exciting time, I must say. I was learning so very much about the food industry, and it was very enlightening. However, behind the scenes, those who shall not be named no longer wanted our presence at the factory. There was odd behavior for a number of months, and then absolutely no communication whatsoever. Subsequently, on Labor Day weekend, 2021, I received a text message from those who shall not be named saying, "We can no longer sustain ourselves, we're declaring bankruptcy." What? I thought, what? How could this be? And who does this kind of important information by a text message? I went to our company bank account online, did some research, and found that there were things that were done without my knowledge. There was no money, none, zip, nada. My saddest day was calling each of our investors and telling them they had just lost their money. And guilt does not describe how I felt. The whole experience brought me down to my knees, my friends, and a deep depression set in. I judged myself. How could I have been so foolish as to put all my retirement money and even more into this company? How could I have let friends and family put their money into this company? Steve and I would take long walks going over and over the scenario. How could this happen? And sometimes we were just in quiet disbelief. Other times we were in utter anger. There were times when we felt completely victimized and betrayed. We felt powerless. And we also felt betrayed that these were people that we knew. And I had to dig deep for my spiritual tools. And I knew that forgiveness was a tool that I needed to practice, but I couldn't. I really couldn't. There was not one cell in my body that could forgive these people. Ever feel that way? Anyone? Yeah, we've all felt that way. Then one day Steve said something. He said, you know, our lives really haven't changed. Look at all the good in our lives. We have fantastic friends, a home that we adore, family that is so loving, so supportive. We have everything we need, and in that way, we are very wealthy people. And it was those words that changed how I was going to move forward. As Rumi said, the wound is where the light shines in. And finally, some light shined in. I realized that if I got angry with those who shall not be named, they became my master. You see, they were not all powerful. They were only powerful because I said they were. And so I thought, I am so taking my power back. And it helps if you go like this. This stops right now, I thought to myself. Now, before I go on, you can forgive a wrongdoing, but it doesn't mean that you no longer have a boundary. It doesn't mean that you become a doormat or some spineless person. You really forgive for yourself, to bring back your own power. You forgive when you want to be free. The day that I had a major panic attack, that's when I knew the timing was right. And you know when the timing is right, when you place more value on your peace of mind rather than what they have done. So I asked the question that many ministers get. How do I forgive? All these years in the ministry, 39 years in the ministry, I thought I really knew. Sorry if I ever told you guys that I knew how to forgive. I know now. And of course, there's many, many ways, if you will. There's many ways that people do this. So deep in the rabbit hole I went. I consider myself an alchemist. I am someone who loves to play with energy. And by the way, we're all alchemists of energy. We just may not always know it. As we know, everything is energy. All experiences are energy. So I thought, all energy, all the frequencies from everyone's experiences still are in existence. Since in the fourth dimension, there is no time, no space, everything exists at the right time, right? Therefore, what if I called forth the energy, the frequency of those who have experienced great freedom, the sacredness, the grace of their act of forgiveness? What if I called that forward? Could they share that forgiving energy with me? Because I needed help. And as a result, as I called forth that energy of forgiveness from those that are in the ethers, if you will, who took on that hero's journey of forgiveness, there was this wave of peace that came over me that was beyond all understanding. You know what I mean when you have that peace. And then the next day, our attorney called with triggering news from those who shall not be named. That was unacceptable to me. And once again, oh my God, there was this sense of betrayal that came up. And what did Jesus say? Forgive 70 times 7, saying that forgiveness is spiritual maintenance. It's like taking a shower every day. Every day you take a shower to cleanse your physical being. Forgiveness is about daily cleansing of your soul of anything that no longer serves you. So this time, I thought, I'm going deeper. I remembered our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, where he said in a sermon that he gave January 27th, 1929, and this is what he said: Jesus, at the ascension, broke his physical organism into electrons or ions that broadcasted them into the ethers, and they became the property of the whole human race. We can take those electrons, those divine energies, for the asking. Or as Deepak Chopra said in a more modern way, he said, the atoms of Jesus are alive and well in the ethers. We have breathed those atoms 1,000,000 times over. He also said that Hitler's atoms are in there, but we're not going to go there. So I thought, Jesus was the greatest example of forgiveness when he was on the cross. He didn't say, oh, I forgive you, from the ego part. He had a higher power from within him, forgive through him. So I called upon the atoms of Jesus' energy of forgiveness, and I asked for a cleansing of any unforgiveness. And as soon as I did that, a purifying energy washed over me, and it was actually magical. It was like every residue had simply disappeared. The next morning, I woke up with a song in my brain that would not stop. I mean, this song was loud. It was a song that helped me celebrate that I had let go of a frequency that those who shall not be named represented for me to master. And for that, my friends, they came into my life, and I am most grateful. Now, you might be familiar with this song, and I'm going to just ask you to stand for a moment, like the Catholics do, if you don't mind. And if you have any unforgiveness, a frequency, not the person so much as a frequency that you may have been doing for a while, that you've been tapping into, that you would like to no longer connect to, you may want to sing along loud enough for the Unitarians to hear us across the street. So Leslie and Woody, if you will, help us. Okay. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Let's do that one more time, right?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Let's do it for our health, stuff in the health.
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Anything political you might want to let go of?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
How about some financial stuff?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. And don't you come back no more.
That's a good little thing.
Don't you come back no more. I love it.
I like that. thinking of a few things myself just then.
Thank you both. Thank you.
Can I do this one quick call and response thing? It's totally off book.
Yeah.
But I think everybody in here is such a magnificent singer. And it's a Leonard Cohen poem that plays into what she's talking about. And it's call and response. So I go, oh, forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bell that you can ring.
Just ring the bell that you can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's how
That's how
the light gets in.
gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
That's how the light gets in.
That's how
That's how
the light
gets in. I love it. And indeed, that is how the light gets in. The other story I want to tell you today is about a woman by the name of Bev Kaur, who was a Holocaust survivor. And as a little girl, she watched this one young Nazi soldier take her family members one by one to the gas chambers. In her mind, it looked like he enjoyed the whole process. She watched how he treated those around her, and she vowed that she would never forget his face. So many years later, she was giving a talk about forgiveness when all of a sudden she sees the face of that Nazi soldier in the front row. Talk about really having to practice forgiveness. He did not know who she was, but after the talk, he went up to her to thank her for her wisdom and that he had been deeply moved. And he stuck out his hand. And in that split second, she said to herself, God, I personally cannot forgive this man. I cannot do this. But you can. Please forgive through me. She stuck out her hand and she said that there was something so great that was vibrating through her arm to her hand to his, and she describes it as pure grace, and that grace purified them both. She was released from her own prison of unforgiveness. And in her words, she said, you never know how you would react when you meet an adversary. There is something happening between two human beings that is difficult for science to understand. But what I have discovered for myself was life-changing. I discovered that I had the power to forgive, that no one could give me that power, and no one could take it away. I love the Course in Miracles that says, if you but knew the glorious goal that lies behind forgiveness, you would not keep hold of any thought, however light the touch of evil on it may appear. Forgiveness is most powerful. It removes you from the lower third dimensional realm of frequency and releases you to a higher fifth dimensional realm of freedom. Forgiveness it's breaking those energetic ties, and it's only for you, not necessarily for the other person. My friends, it means giving up all hope that your past is going to get better. Isn't that what we think? We think our past somehow is going to get better. Leave the past in the past. Forgiveness is a way for you to move on. Unforgiveness anchors you to a reality that you do not prefer. Do not meet the frequency of those who have betrayed you. That's disempowering. By the way, you cannot, it's not humanly possible, you cannot forgive on this third dimensional level. You have to rise above the problem to let it go. Recently, I was telling a dear friend of mine about this place of unforgiveness about, those who shall not be named. And he said, okay, well, first of all, let's change the name to Daisy. It's a little friendlier. And he said, and let's just say the universe is saying to you, Cathy, I want you to have great, great, great good in your life. I want to give you vibrant health beyond your wildest dreams. I want to give you wonderful adventures. I want to give you great love and bliss in every area of your life. I even want to give you $50 million and more, except there's one thing that is keeping all that good from you. You just gotta let Daisy go. So my friend asked, if the universe is poised to give you an abundance of all good, would you let Daisy go? And I answered, hell yes. In fact, I would even go so far as to forget all about Daisy. Daisy? Who's Daisy? I don't know Daisy, right? Wouldn't you? All unforgiveness, all that it does is narrow down the channels through which a healthy, happy, and prosperous life can come through. The other night at our Prosperity Plus class, I was reminded, it was so great to be reminded of Ralph Waldo Emerson's statement when he said, whenever something seems to have been taken from you, stolen, or lost. Now, this could be the loss of money, a friend, trust, whatever it might be for you. Whenever something seems to have been taken, place it in the invisible bank of the universe, in an account with your name on it. Place a demand note on that account that it not only comes back to you, but it comes back to you bearing interest. And just be open as to how it comes back. You don't need to know the how. Just be open to the many possibilities that the universe has in store for you. So the doctor tells the man terrible news that he has rabies. The man gently takes out a piece of paper and starts writing a list. And the doctor asks, "Are you writing out your will?" And he said, "No. I'm writing out all the incidences and people that have chained me to the past, where I want to let go, where I want to be free." My friends, only forgiveness can bring about the peace that we long for. May peace be with you.
Wow. Yes, we can say that together. Wow. Absolutely. Reverend Cathy, what a blessing. What a blessing, yes. Well, think about how excited you get when you've had a wonderful meal with your family and your friends, and you've bonded and you've connected, and everything was to your flavor and to your liking, and you were so excited, and you said, "We'll take the bill, please." Think about how excited you get here when you have received spiritual food. As our ushers are coming forward, as our ushers are coming forward, as our ushers are coming forward. And think about how excited you get that you are one of the few spiritual communities in the country that is on a fast track of growth, on a fast track of moving forward, on a fast track of building dreams and touching lives and invigorating from messages that go to your core, such as this. What is the value that we place on such things? We want to get excited about the opportunity to give and to be in that practice of forgiving how we feel about former communities that just wanted our money. Here, we want to teach you how to live an abundant life. There's a big difference. Everybody breathe. Your bill is due. Carry on. Leslie, sing to us another blessing, please. People.
people keep on learning, while our soldiers keep on warring on this world keeps on turning, but it won't be too long. No. All the powers that keep on lying. Look at the dancers out there. While your people keep on dying, and this world, all this world keeps on turning, 'cause it won't be too long. It's not gonna be too long, no. Well, I'm so darn glad he let me try it again, 'cause my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more now than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till we reach the higher ground. Oh, lovers, keep on loving, and believers, we keep on believing. And sleepers, they'll just stop sleeping, 'cause it won't be too long. It's not gonna be too long. Go on, Woody. Let me try it again. It's my last time on earth I lived a whole world of sin. I'm so glad that I know more now than I knew then. Gonna keep on trying till I reach a higher ground. No one's gonna bring us down until we reach the highest ground. Till we reach the higher ground. Just like you did in your story. Yeah. No one's gonna bring us down. No. No, no. Oh. Show them your love. Show them your unity love. The band, the unity band. Wow.
There's a saying that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And one of the things that is very moving about you, Leslie, is that you're one of us. And it shows, and we feel it, that you care about our well-being and everything. And our band, Woody and Rene and Randy, we appreciate you, and our AV team, and our ushers, and our staff, and everyone that is put today together is pretty exceptional. And as you can tell, if you haven't been here in a while, we're getting younger here all the time. We are not a theology that believes in getting old. Excuse me, that's an attitude. We may age, but we're going to do it as children in our hearts, always, yes? So it feels good, doesn't it? Feels good. Are you aware that if you have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch and you come in on Sunday and you walk the grounds and you look at everything that's beautiful around us, and especially on Expo Sunday, and you meet and greet, and every now and then when we sing, you get up and you just do a little move, you gain 2,500 steps. I can prove it. Yes, indeed. I'm just saying that would be another motivated reason. On last Wednesday, we had a phenomenal evening with our launch of the Vibrant Living series, led by Dr. Jim Quacco as well as Bibi Bertucci. And it was amazing. Ronaldo Brudico, would you please stand, sir? I've had the good pleasure of breaking bread with him and Lala and lunch and all different kind of things. I literally sat on the front row with I never closed my mouth the whole time going. I had no idea the magnitude of this human impacting the planet the way that he and his organizations are. So thank you so much for that. Just over the top. And humble about it as well, obviously, since I didn't know so many of those things. Mark your calendar for November 2nd. We'll have Gay Hendricks. He's the one that teaches the Genius Zone, and he will be here at 7 p.m. Right? Next Sunday, we're having a bake sale. Probably some of it will not be keto. Bring your cakes and your cookies and your gifts that you would like to share. All proceeds will go to Unity. We will also have other snacks as well for those of us, like some of us, that people don't want us to do sugar, just saying. And so again, November 6th they're all huge Sundays. November 6th, prayer team, chaplain, or science of mind practitioner. And so if you are interested in staying for that meeting, we will share more with you. When you walked in, you had a little flyer on your chair. And remember our new saying at Unity of Santa Barbara, knowing we have children starting, we don't go, I don't have any children. We go, who do I know that has children? Let's practice. Who do I know that has children? We really know that a healthy community expresses healthy children. It's necessary and important that we have a vibrant youth department here in this room with people all aging, and here in other rooms that are born young and staying that way. It's very important that they get the fundamentals of teaching. The pet adoption ministry, mark your calendar, the next pet adoption will be October 23rd. And we have babies coming, and it is a wonderful part of us not only praying, but going into action about what we're praying for. You can talk about improving the quality of the planet, but it's imperative that we do something. Yes? Okay, so Friendship Sunday, November 13th, who fills a row will get an hour of free shamanic coaching from me. You will also get a parking space out front for a month. And I'm just happy to say that we have parking issues already. Isn't that wonderful? Absolutely. We have our Gourmets for God, which is a process that has come from other spiritual communities where you sign up as a host and you invite people to bid on coming to your gathering at your home, whatever you decide to have or make or cater or whatever. You have other people bid to be at your home or at your experiences. And it's a great, great Gourmets for God. It's a great fundraiser for Unity of Santa Barbara. You know, we have started a forward movement. Yes? Can you feel it? We've started a movement, and there's a scripture that says to him much is given, much is to be expected. We're being blessed right now, and so we want to keep that momentum going for more and more experiences to be had. So thank you, Reverend Cathy, for that. And on that note, let us stand and sing the peace song.
Peace
And we affirm together our unity prayer. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And God is amazing all the time. Have a great week.